Okay, guys, while you're doing the bump, circle, circle part of this, yours is going to be different than the other projects in that you want to shape, but not really. The third graders are going to be doing the same kind of thing with their ornaments, and you'll be doing this next year too, but a little bit more advanced. So I can almost fit my leaf on there. So I'm going to keep checking. Every time I bump, circle, circle, flip, I check. A little bit more. And you know what? I'm going to kind of turn it. So see how I pretty much fit on the entire thing? Okay? Then I take my paper clip and I trace it first. I'm not carving in too deep. I just trace my template. And then I trace it on this side. And there it is. Now, I want to get a little deeper, so I'm going to go over that line again. And if I'm not exactly on that line, that's okay. Then I go over here. Now, you take this clay off, put it off to the side. We may use it in a minute here, okay? Now, to make your leaf, any leaf grows out towards the end, wherever the point is. And on this one, I'm going to like kind of remake the point a little bit. The point is going that way, up towards the top. So all your lines that you draw will go that direction. You don't want to carve your lines too deep. Otherwise, I've seen people make a line and they cut it in half. You don't want to do that. You just lightly, and if you're not sure, take a piece of your scrap and gently draw a line in it. Okay? If you think, and then kind of go like this with it. That's pretty deep. You don't really need it that deep. So a little lighter even. See the difference between the two depths that I carved? You don't want to carve too deep, because guess what happens if you carve too deep? It can pull apart. Okay? All right? It'll get weaker from that. So what I want to do, though, is I'm going to fix this little corner. So there's my stem, and I'm just going to draw a line down the middle lightly, and it's going to be kind of wavy because leaf lines are kind of wavy. They're not just straight, okay? Now my other lines that grow up my leaf, that help my leaf grow, they kind of grow out from the middle. Don't put them exactly at the same spot. Move one up here, then move one up here, then move one up here. See how they're not touching each other? Okay? Because if they touch each other, they look like this. People start doing this. Like a line like this. All right, that doesn't look like natural, like a real natural leaf, okay? Then you can put, I always stay long, medium, short. 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 And see how it kind of looks more like a leaf now? And you can put a couple extra ones in there. You can put like a little one like this and like this. Okay? Now, here's the thing. These are going to be able to hang up. So if it's going to hang, you need to put a circle in it or a hole in it. Okay? To make a hole, you have to figure out, do you want it to hang this way, or do you want it to hang this way? It's up to you. I'm going to make this one hang this way. So I'm going to put a circle right here. The reason I put it right here and I don't put it right there, that's too close to the outside of the clay and that'll just rip. Okay? If I make a hole like this, and I take this out, see how thin that is right there? See how easily that breaks? You don't want to do that, okay? So I'm going to go over that line again and again and again. I go a little deeper each time, like I'm drilling down through it. And then I poke it, and I should be able to kind of pull it out of there, okay? Now, That's the part it's going to hang from. The other part's going to be a trivet, or it's going to hold the spoon. So to have it hold the spoon, I want to make it a little bit of a cup. So I'm going to kind of pull these edges up a little bit. And I want to make them look kind of like a leaf. And I'm going to do a little bit of a pinch, not very hard, all the way down. So see how it gives it kind of a wavy look on the outside, more natural like a leaf. Okay? Little pinch, little pinch, little pinch, little pinch. Okay? And now we have our leaf. Pretty cool. Okay? Now, last but not least, on the back, I'm going to write my initials, and I'm going to write MK for Mr. Kaser. Not very deep, but deep enough so I can read it. Because too many kids don't write their names on their backs of theirs or put their initials on the back. And your initials is the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name. Mr. Kaser, MK. Okay? Now, the last thing you want to do is put your class code on this. If you're in Mrs. Look's class, her code is 1CL. Okay? Mr. Malera is 1MM. Mrs. Frank is 1KF. Miss Schultz is 1KS. Miss Sprinkle is 1MS. That's all the first grade teachers, I think. Oh, Mrs. Hain, 1 JH for Mrs. Hain. So you make sure you put your name and your class code on there. When you're done, we're going to put them on the trays up in the front of the room. Okay? And guys, remember, it's better to have it a little thick than too thin. If it's this thin, you guys, it's too thin. You know how I know it's too thin? Because if I hold it up, it sags. If I hold this up, it doesn't sag. See what I mean? Okay? So that's what we're doing as soon as I give you your clay.